Selena Gomez recently opened up about her emotional response to former President Donald Trump's deportation efforts, shedding light on how these policies affected her personally and deeply moved her. In a tear-filled interview, Gomez shared the immense pain and distress she felt as she witnessed the negative impact of Trump's immigration stance, particularly on families and children. The singer and actress, whose own family background is rooted in Mexican heritage, spoke candidly about her fear and frustration as the political landscape became increasingly hostile toward immigrants. Gomez's tears reflected the personal toll that the divisive rhetoric and policies had on her, especially as a public figure with a platform. She made it clear that her heartbreak wasn't just for her own family, but for countless others who were facing the threat of separation and deportation under Trump's administration. "It's heartbreaking to see what's happening in our country," Gomez said, her voice quivering. "These are people, these are families, and we're tearing them apart." Her emotional response highlighted the deep human cost of such policies, and she emphasized the need for compassion and understanding in the face of political decisions that affect the most vulnerable. For Gomez, this issue was personal, not just political, because of the connections she has to immigrant communities, both through her Mexican-American roots and the many friends and colleagues who have been directly impacted by the deportation efforts. She also pointed out the irony in how many immigrants, including those from Mexico, contribute significantly to the fabric of American society, often taking on difficult, low-wage jobs to support their families and help build the country's economy. For Gomez, seeing these individuals demonized and cast aside by an administration that prioritized exclusion over inclusion was devastating. The conversation also touched on the challenges of being an immigrant in America, with Gomez highlighting the vulnerability felt by many families who live in constant fear of being torn apart by ICE immigration and customs enforcement raids. "I've heard so many stories from friends who don't know if they'll be able to go to work, see their kids, or return home to their families. That's a nightmare no one should have to live," she explained, fighting back more tears. As a prominent figure with access to media attention, Gomez took this opportunity to advocate for change, stressing the importance of standing up for immigrants' rights and working toward a more inclusive and just society. She voiced her support for comprehensive immigration reform and expressed her disappointment in the lack of action to address the root causes of migration, such as violence, poverty, and political instability in countries like Mexico and Central America. Her heartfelt plea was a call to action for others, especially those in positions of power, to push for policies that promote fairness and kindness rather than fear and division. In the wake of her emotional breakdown, many fans and activists rallied behind Gomez's message, acknowledging her bravery in sharing such a raw and vulnerable moment. Her advocacy on behalf of immigrant communities further solidified her role as an influential voice in the ongoing conversation around immigration reform, and many expressed admiration for her courage to use her platform for social change. Through her tears, Selena Gomez highlighted the need for empathy in our political discourse and reminded the world that at the heart of the immigration debate are real people, people who deserve dignity, respect, and the right to live without fear. Her tears were not just a symbol of personal pain, but also a reflection of the collective anguish felt by millions of people affected by deportation policies across the country.